Of course, the Chinese Communist Party has their weakness, which we can talk about here. Their biggest weakness is their state-owned enterprises. The state-owned enterprises contribute like a significant part of the Chinese Communist Party's GDP. They are the weakness point. I can give you some numbers. Back in 2019, almost 30% of the GDP is contributed by those SOEs. After pandemic, this number rose to more than 40, even 50%. That tells you how much economy is relying on those state-owned enterprises. But those state-owned enterprises, they are heavily rely on the monetary policy, meaning if there is any fluctuation in the currency, they will have trouble because all their employees is relying on their wages. If there is any fluctuation in the currency or if the RMB devalues, then it will impact their purchasing power. It will impact their operation. So we all know CCP manipulate their currency. They have a dual system, which has an onshore and offshore currency. That's where they manipulate the currency with US. They have done internal studies. If that value gap more than 35%, then CCP is over. With the current tariff, basically we reduce their dollar income rapidly. So I don't think the Chinese Communist Party will survive. This is the key. So if their SOE has trouble, then it will start the social unrest and also the people. And also one more thing is they have done studies. More than 80% of the Chinese people, even high percentage of the officials, CCP officials, actually, they believe in the US. They actually they admire the US system. They basically have American dream. So if this decoupling happens, if there is devaluation of the Chinese yuan, then they will have internal change, which will undermine or dismantling the Chinese Communist Party.
They're a group of gangsters. The SOEs, people should understand, the state-owned industries was one of the major points of contention in the Lighthizer 2019 deal. The reason Wang Qishan told Xi, I don't know what Li He did, but we basically put massive restrictions on state-owned industries. They couldn't be used as money laundering operation because this is where a major way the Chinese Communist Party leadership cadre is skimming money from the Chinese people, from Lao Beijing, and investing it in American real estate. Here's the system. All of their children, the princelings, virtually anyone that's just not too lazy and wants to party all the time in Beijing, but the ones that have any get up and go all go to American universities. They're all at Harvard. Their goal is to get their kids Western educated and to get the money they steal from Lao Beijing and not put it in real estate in Shanghai. They're buying Midtown Manhattan. That's part of the scam. Is that it's not just the farmland that the CCP is buying formally. Hey, the 5 factions that run the country aren't buying farmland around military bases. They're buying premier real estate in Midtown Manhattan and sending their kids to Harvard. Okay, they understand how corrupt their system is. They're just like a group of gangsters that are running a con and are not going to come down. This is my point. That we're not dealing with politicians, as bad as politicians are, and as incompetent and as vain and as the swamp. This is different. This is a set of this is like the Bolsheviks, and this is like the group around Hitler and the Nazis. These are basically criminal organizations that come to power, and they come to power basically by a barrel of a gun or violence, okay? And they're not just going to give it up. Number one, they understand what the Chinese people will do to them if they just if all the stealing and the murder and the forced abortions, everything that they visited on these people, the paybacks are going to be unbelievable. So they're just not going to sit there and go, that's why this is so much deeper than just a trade deal. It's so much deeper than tariffs. This cuts to the heart of 2 different systems, and a system that has been propped up and basically financed off of the money of the American working people and middle class that now are at a time of testing.